So, it's been a while since I covered Alter Ego leaks in Tower Defense Simulator, the new horror game by Paradoxum Games. Now, the thing is, Alter Ego, they've actually posted quite a fair bit of leaks. The only thing is, I've been waiting for a load of leaks to come out just so that I can cover them all in one video. So, on the 18th of July 2025, when I was still on holiday in New Zealand, the developers posted this, which doesn't seem like much. To me, it just seems like a portal, if anything. You know the portal area in the lobby, right? So like either the PvP area or the event area. This is what this reminds me of. It just feels like an entrance to something. So I'm just going to assume that this is going to be part of the new lobby for Alter Ego, at least from what I can see. Also, there's some water here, which I'm going to assume is meaningless. Unless this is actually part of the game, and this is like the entrance or exit where you go to either start the game or win the game when you complete all the objectives in this new horror game, what is it? Asymmetrical horror game by Paradoxum Games. You can see some statues holding up some pillars, which also appeared in Tower Defense Simulator, especially in the PvP mode, which has been recently removed when PvP mode was released. But then you get some weird faces here, which I'm not going to say it's AI generated. It's probably just part of the sculpture of this entrance, but it kind of looks weird, I can't lie. But other than this wand mask up here with this, I want to say witch doctor with a hat that resembles like the old Rangers hats, and then some wings, and then a necklace with some key in it. So that gives more credence to the exit or entrance theory, where you have to use a key to enter or exit it. This is what it kind of reminds me of. But other than that, not really too much to say about this. And the file name for this, by the way, is called the 8 Gates of Ego, which I think is an indication that this is something to do with the lobby in Alter Ego. Next, we have another sneak peek from Alter Ego's original soundtrack. This is probably made by Enthrallist, and it kind of reminds me of like the James Bond theme, but darker, you know? When James Bond is like trekking Siberia in, I want to say, the latest one. I think it reminds me kind of like that. But also, much like the original soundtrack, there has been at least a hidden message in it. This was found in the spectrogram for the Tower Defense Simulator OST leak, and it is clearly made by Enthrallist because that's his logo. And the Paradoxum Game is also game's logo is actually on their spectrum as well. A solitary mind and wing confined, intertwined, while the heart rattles in its frame, akin to the Moto Grater. I don't know what a Moto Grater is. Oh, it's a band. Huh. Yeah, I think this is Enthrallist's work. I mean, not only because his logo's there, but I think it would be very much like him to reference bands in such works as his. So, you know what? Fair enough. Now, I'd like to point out that the last bit, so this part of the spectrum, or this part of the soundtrack here, I wouldn't be surprised if you reverse it, there's like a hidden message behind it. I mean, after all, there were some hidden messages in the spectrogram for the Tower Defense, or sorry, the Alter Ego soundtrack. So again, there probably are some more hidden messages somewhere in here, which leaks a little bit more of Alter Ego. Nothing completely groundbreaking, I'd have to say. Nothing like, oh, this is what Alter Ego is, and oh, this is how you get 1 million coins in Alter Ego. And no leaks on like the final boss or like events and everything like that. But I'm just gonna say this, there's probably some more things that you can delve into here, which reveals a lot more about Alter Ego. And now after this, we get what appears to be the currency that's being used in Alter Ego. Remember that alter ego, or the Gates of Ego, which has the Witch Doctor with a sombrero hat, which is very akin to the Ranger's hat and some wings? This is what I think it looks like. And also, I'd like to point out that the logo that's around its neck, the necklace thing, which also appears on the Gates of Ego, isn't that just the spawn icon in like Roblox in general? Not just Tower Defense Simulator, but yeah, in general, that's a spawn icon. So are the developers allowed to do that? I don't know that. And the file name for this is called Ego Souls, SOLS, not no U in there. So I would have to assume that maybe this is what you're going to gain or earn in Alter Ego. But then there's also this, which was, I talked about it previously, the Magical Elixir shop made with 100% Ichor, stop your ego from growing on the growing inside. That's maybe an item rather than like a currency. The elixir being a thing that you can buy in Alter Ego rather than something that you can spend money with. So like the souls that appears to be here. And then after that, we get what appears to be the first map leak from Alter Ego. It looks like this, and if you'd ask me, I'm not entirely sure what it looks like. Maybe a reactor with some cooling tower of sorts. But then you got an open door that looks very blocky, and then you got studs and reverse studs seen here. Also in the background, you got what looks like a tree and some pylons, which look very classic themed of classic Roblox. Now, this could be a leak for one of the Alter Ego things, namely Missing Person #1. This looks like a classic Robloxian. Perhaps if you select this character or a character that represents this person, you could get this map, for example, a classic Roblox map. Not entirely sure if like other players choose a load of random characters. I mean, to be fair, we don't actually know the structure of Alter Ego, and we don't know like how the characters work or everything like that, but it does look like that there's going to be different themes for different characters in Alter Ego, and the file name for this is called a factory. So we're gonna have to also assume that this is a factory of sorts, and you have to go inside and maybe get some stuff, I don't know. And then with the second person leak from Alter Ego, second character leak, we have Missing Person #2, the second survivor, Patient Zero. Yeah, Patient Zero. Remember that guy from Tower Defense Simulator? Yeah, apparently this is him. It's nothing like him. This person here clearly doesn't look like he's speaking German, although that being said, he's in striped pajamas. Now, I don't know if that's a reference to a certain event from the second disagreement of 1939 to 1945, but I'm just saying. So he's got bandages, ripped pajamas, and a Spawn logo, which we have seen with this logo on around the Plague Doctor, and again on the entrance here, it is the Spawn logo. So is the Spawn logo going to be referenced throughout Alter Ego? We'll just have to wait and see. Interestingly, they're also wearing shoes that are made of metal, which is very interesting. But does this mean that the laws of Tower Defense Simulator and the laws of Alter Ego are going to be intertwined? I'd have to assume so. But then how does the Patient Zero in Alter Ego relate to Patient Zero in Tower Defense Simulator? Are they just similarly named, or are they actually related? My money is on the fact that they're probably related, and the Patient Zero in Alter Ego somehow grows up to be a German scientist that somehow creates something very similar to, shall we say it again, 1939 to 1945. Just saying. Interesting enough, this person is called Sageman in the files for Alter Ego. So, not entirely sure if Patient Zero is, if it's its legal name or whatever, or Sageman is just like a placeholder title. Because, I mean, the title of this file that leaks this noob here is called Noob Survivor Teaser 1, whereas this is called Sageman .png, so surely this has to be an indication for something, right? I am led to believe that Alter Ego's Patient Zero has been leaked in the past, so as you can see here, the person on the far left, this person, I think, is the Alter Ego character. You can even see the Spawn-ish logo that's cut out by this black line here, but it also has the bandages on the, well, in our perspective, the left arm, but on the person, it's their right arm, which is exactly how it was leaked here. There's a bandage here and ripped pajamas, but also the same pajamas-ish that's seen in that leak. So I guess the monster, this monster here, is also probably related to that. And I do believe that we have seen this, so it's this monster here. And we can also see it has a Spawn logo as its halo. So certainly it looks like Patient Zero, whatever it is, it's going to be linked somehow to this glory kill here because of the Spawn logo. No idea what the Spawn logo has anything to do with anything here, but also the Spawn logo crops up here and the Spawn logo crops up in the souls here. So it looks like, for whatever reason, there's a lot of Spawn imagery going on here, and I do think in Roblox there's been a cult surrounding this Spawn logo, and certain religious groups, I believe, have also took offense to this Spawn logo in Roblox. Not entirely sure if Tower Defense Simulator, well, Paradoxum Games, is playing into this sort of imagery, but you know what? Fair enough.